All right, guys, what's up? RK here. And after getting a bunch of questions about how to get a website to the top of Google, I decided to just throw together a real quick training to help you get your business website to the top of Google. So there are 4 steps, so we'll probably do 4 parts to this video training. So this is part 1. And if you see up here, I have like a little mind map. Now this is from, I made this a few years ago to train some of our staff on how to do this, but we still basically follow the same process today. So we're going to start up in the upper left hand corner, which is step 1, which is market research. Now the biggest mistake that I've seen in pretty much 100% of the businesses that we work with is they make the mistake of making their website about them. Your customers and the people that are searching on Google, they don't, you know, sorry to be blunt, they don't care about who you are, they don't care about your name. The only thing that they care about is if you can solve the problem that they're trying to get fixed. So I always say everyone's favorite radio station is WIIFM, which stands for What's in It for Me. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to think about your customers and what problems that they have they're trying to get solved. And basically the whole purpose of Google is to have the best, most relevant answer to any question anyone would ever ask in the world, you know. And so your website needs to become the ultimate solution for your customers who are trying to solve whatever problem it is. So if you're a wedding photographer, if they're looking for a wedding photographer in their area, they're going to type in something like best wedding photographer in Omaha. Or if they're looking for a someone to install gutters, they're going to type in, you know, top gutter installation in, you know, whatever city it is, or whatever your business is. So the first thing that you want to ask yourself is, what problems are my customers trying to solve? And then you start going to the different places around Google that tell you what people type in when it comes to looking up your business and trying to solve their problems. Now, let me open up a new window here. One second while it opens. All right, so what I have here is I've just opened up Google. So the first place that you want to start is go to Google and type in whatever it is that you do. So let's say you do wedding photography in Omaha. So what you see right away is in the upper right hand corner, you have the map, right? And the map, and it has A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's what we call the 7-pack, right? Now, these are done from your Google Plus local account. You can go to google.com places. We'll talk about that in the next step of the training. But you'll see right away that this gets priority. The other thing that you'll see is what other people at the top are actually doing. So this lady has her name plus Omaha wedding photography. You also see in the description she has wedding photography based in Omaha. So things like this we'll talk about later is what gets us to the top of Google. You'll also see that here in the top they have 25 Google reviews, right? This one has 19. So That's another site. Now what we're doing is we're trying to find the problems that people are trying to solve. So if you scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see the other things that people type. So you got wedding flowers, wedding cakes, wedding planning, um, wedding photographer experience, a negative one. That's great. The other thing that you can do, so that's what you do. You come and look at the whatever keyword that it is you think your customer is trying to solve. You type that in and see what other people are doing that are already on the first page. The other thing that you do is once you're typing in wedding photographer, before I hit enter, you'll see that a bunch of things pop up. So you have the city name, you have price, you have cheap. You know, this tells you what other people are trying to search in. This is called Google Suggest. That just tells you what other people are searching. Now, the other thing that you can do is go over here, type in Google Keyword Planner. Open this up, adwords.google.com/keyword planner. You have to have an AdWords account. It's actually free to create. I will type in my password. All right. So once you have the Google Planner open, Keyword Planner open, you're going to click here. It says search for new keyword ideas. So type in some of your keywords. Wedding photographer, Omaha. Let's see. Wedding photography. You know. You know, things like that. Just round about your keywords. And what Google's going to do is they're going to pull up a list of keywords for you. So these are just groups. You know, these would be like categories. So you have photographer, you got photography, photography pricing, you know, professional wedding photography is another keyword that people type in. Now, if you click here at keyword ideas, Google's going to tell you how many people actually search for this term a month. So you got 50 type in wedding photography, 90 type in wedding photographer, right? So this tells me that what you're going to want to do is use photographer instead of photography, because more people search for photographer than photography. Now, if you scroll down, this is going to give you some other suggestions. For example, Omaha wedding photographers, plural, gets 390 searches a month. So even more important is wedding photographers, right? That's what they're looking. They're looking for a list of wedding photographers. See if we find anything else. See here. Now, coming down here, you could see some other things that people are typing in, like wedding photography ideas, wedding photography tips, affordable wedding photography, things like this help give you ideas for writing articles on your site to help. Again, you want to make your site the authority when it comes to helping people grow their business, or sorry, not grow their business. You want to become the authority when it comes to helping your customers solve their problems. So these are just a few ways. The other thing that you can do is ask your customers. You know, when someone calls you, say, "Hey, how did you hear about us?" If they found you on Google, say, "What did you type in?" You know, and that gives you a key to finding out what problems your customers are trying to solve. Now, let me pull up the mind map again. 1 second. All right, so that's keyword research, and competitive analysis. That's a little bit more in depth, but what you want to do is you need to understand that in Google, the you're not going to be able to, if you type in words like, or you say you want to rank for terms like wedding photographer, right? Google is going to pull up results for all the wedding photographers in the entire world, right? So you have to make your words more localized, right? That's where you want to go down to your city, wedding photographer Omaha. But even if you live in a big city, that's going to make it even more competitive, right? There's going to be more wedding photographers there. I'm sure, you know, wedding photographer in Honolulu, which is a wedding destination, will probably be even more competitive. But so that's what you want to think. You want to think, how can I get this as focused as possible and make sure that people are actually searching for this? Now, when I talk about keyword strategy, usually you're going to choose about 5 keywords to build your website around. You know, we might have a page about wedding photographers, one about wedding photography. We might have a page about wedding photography tips. You know, tips for choosing the best wedding photographer in Omaha. That might be another page. You know, if your business is gutters, you would maybe have an article that's about, you know, 7 things to avoid when you're installing rain gutters on your house, or the best process for making sure that your rain gutters don't overflow and destroy your yard. You know, something interesting. You want to build a keyword strategy around those keywords that your customers are actually searching for online. So that's market research. You just got to get inside the mind of your customer and answer the questions that they're asking on Google. And again, the next step of the process is site creation, and that is about building your website, not about you, not about your company, but about your customer and how you solve your customer's problems. So until then, I'll cut this off now and go and choose 5 keywords that you want to build your site around, and we'll work on that next step. All right.